All right, let's move on to the Buffalo Bills. They're picking at number 9, and they've made a lot of moves as well. Some I think we like, some we don't. Let's discuss the 2 receivers first. John Brown, speed outside receiver. Cole Beasley, the slot receiver. They've also added Tyler Kroft, the backup tight end. I mean, he's a backup tight end, right? He's a number 2 tight end.
Yeah, has never been anything more. 400 yards in his best season as a starter with the Bengals. When the year he did start, Tyler Eifert out that year. He's just not a receiving threat. He's just not great. He's a
number
more of a
2
blocking tight end. Yeah.
Type of tight end. Ty Nsekhe, a guy that we really like that most people haven't heard of. He's essentially been a swing tackle his entire career and played well when he's given a chance.
He steps in as probably their best offensive lineman from day one.
I would start him at right tackle.
Start him at right tackle for sure.
Frank Gore, the ageless wonder at running back. And then Kevin Johnson made pretty big money at cornerback. I think there's some stuff. What do we like out of this bunch here with the Bills?
So it was always going to be tough because all their needs were offensive. Pretty much all their needs were offensively. Some needs on the defense side of the ball, but all the holes they had to plug were offensively. And this was one of the weakest offensive skill position classes in recent memory. Probably actually since I've been doing this, the weakest I've seen in terms of talent at receiver, running back, tight end, that sort of thing. So John Brown, to get him for 3 years, $27 million, is probably the best skill position contract I've seen yet. He's still a very good deep threat. Still, compared to the obviously deep threats on the roster, it's night and day in terms of the talent he brings to the table. So that's what Josh Allen throws. That's the area where, if you could say excels at, is throwing the ball down the field. So that meshes well. Ty Nsekhe, like we said, you got a starting caliber tackle for $7 million, just over $7 million a year. That was one of our favorite contracts. Obviously, he's old, not going to be a long-term solution, but Josh Allen needs the protection. So they did the best they could with a weak offensive free agent class, but he had so much money. You could have ripped the handle off that defense and made this unquestionably the best defense in the NFL with some of that money, and then go and try to build your offense through the draft or something of that nature. I just think that money, some of these contracts offensively, the Kroft one especially and the Beasley, I just don't think they're going to move the needle. I don't see Josh Allen needing a slot weapon in that offense. I don't see that being where he excels.
I don't think he'll be a high-volume slot thrower.
Yeah, put that $16 million a year, whatever you're paying those two, something in that area, get you another defensive lineman, and all of a sudden your defense is... I think that could have been a better use of funds.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've always said Josh Allen's best routes are seam routes, the stuff that he could throw down the field. I would want more of a vertical slot weapon.
Yes.
Beasley can get open pretty well from the slot, but that's not where Allen's inaccurate in general, right? So that's the question mark there. Kevin Johnson, I question on the defensive side. I've been telling...
It was nothing. It was a nothing move. I mean, I'm not sure he even makes the roster there.
I've been pounding the table for them grabbing Byron Murphy at 9. I would still look at that just because I think his fit is great. But I do think now the Bills are going to draft DK Metcalf, right? If the Jaguars don't, it's 7.
Yeah,
the Bills are going to draft DK Metcalf.
Metcalf will make it out of the top 10. If the Jaguars do pass, I don't see how they could not. Just with that, the roster, the way it's built. Now, you have some talent at wide receiver, but you don't have big, physical, someone contest to catch, someone with some athleticism. That's DK Metcalf. I mean, DK Metcalf, just the skill set pairs so well with what Josh Allen does.
You could have Metcalf and Brown as deep threats. A guy like Zay Jones could be more of a possession guy.
That'd be a fun offense. DK Metcalf and John Brown on opposite sides, and just
how about just
play action deep every snap? I mean,
Allen throwing to Metcalf.
Just let it rip.
Every time he throws it accurately, it gets dropped. Every time Metcalf's open, it gets overthrown. I mean, it would just be beautiful. I mean, look, you've got to build around Josh Allen as much as you can and give him help, and at least, I mean, they're taking steps in the right direction. Yeah. In Buffalo, we're so mean to Josh Allen, but he was
I think
he was okay.
If they do get DK, that would be the ideal pick.
No, I think that'd be a great pairing with Josh.
You need the offense for him to succeed. His past success is a downfield passing offense. It is a high play action, high downfield. Utilize his legs to draw safeties up, that sort of thing, draw linebackers up, and then attack deep, because if there's one area where he is at an NFL caliber in terms of throwing, it is down the field.